Hi, welcome back to the shop. Late last night I was working on a project and I decided that I wanted to go ahead and give a new tool a chance. Unfortunately, the tool I was going to convert was a tool that was given to me by a friend. And it was in pretty bad shape, including the handle, which was pretty much useless, and it didn't have a ferrule. So I needed to make a new handle, so I decided to go ahead and do that. And for the finish, I used a CA finish on the handle. Way overkill, but it was a good opportunity to share with you folks how I do my CA finishes. So without further ado, let's get right to it. This is everything you'll need to apply your CA finish, including a rubber glove, paper towels, micro mesh abrasives, and of course, Starbond super thin CA glue. Now, one tip that I can offer you right off the bat is you're going to be applying quite a few coats of finish. So what I do is I go ahead and cut my paper towel in half, and then I cut strips. And I cut the number of strips that I think I'm going to need to apply the number of coats I want to apply. Since I apply 12 coats, I like to cut 12 strips. And that way I can be sure that I put exactly 12 coats on there, because when I'm out of strips, I'm done. So here the handle's already been turned and it's pretty much ready to go. So I take one of the strips and fold it four times and apply a couple of drops of CA, and then I go ahead and work that from end to end on the piece. Now you're going to see me put several coats on. I know this seems a little bit redundant, but I just want to make sure that I demonstrate the entire process, giving you a really good idea of what exactly is involved in applying this finish. So you're going to see me apply 11 or 12 coats before I move on to the next section. After applying my final coat, I like to spray a couple of spritz of accelerator just to harden up the surface a little bit before I get started with the sanding. Now that all my coats have been applied, I'm going to go ahead and move into sanding. I bring out a little trough of water and set it on the bedways, and I start with 800 grit. I work with the 800 grit sandpaper until I've knocked all the shine off of the piece. This makes sure that I have a flat surface. You should expect to see a little bit of white powder, I guess, on your sandpaper. Now this is showing how I've taken the sheen off. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and move into the micro mesh. Now what I've done here is I'm using a commonly available set of 2-inch micro mesh pads. They typically come in packs of 9 as far as I know. Now, you'll notice that in the corner, not only did I put the grit, but I also put the color of the pad, because I lose the chart pretty often, and you have to do it in the right order, to be efficient. So I figured I would just throw that in there anyway. By now you should have a really nice shine on your piece. So I'm going to go ahead and part it off at this point so that I can get it off the lathe. The next step, which is totally optional, is to take it to a buffing wheel. That's really gonna take that finish up to the next level. So I'm gonna part this off here, and then I'm gonna move it over to the buffing wheels. Now at the buffing wheels, I go ahead and apply a little bit of rouge. That's the blue stick that I got there, and then I'm gonna polish that side first with the wheel with the rouge on it, and then I'm gonna buff it out on the other wheel. And this is gonna make for a glass-like shine. I have to say, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. The finish is nice and smooth, and it was really easy to apply. In the past, I've tried other CA products when finishing projects on the lathe, and I've had less than stellar results, and of more concern, I've had inconsistent results. And there's nothing worse than working on a project and getting it exactly the way you want it to have something go wrong at the finishing stage. So if you're like me and you've had problems in the past with other products, or maybe you've never tried CA finishing before, this is a great time to try the Starbond product. If you head over to their website at starbond.com, you can peruse their full line of CA products. My friends over at Starbond have also created a coupon code just for my channel, and you'll find it right here. It's DJ15. And when you get to your shopping cart, go ahead and enter that in the coupon box, and you're going to get 15% off your order. Now, if this is your first time here watching a video on my channel, I'd like to encourage you to hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when I release content in the future. And if you like the video, if you like the content, you think it's useful, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate that. And you can even leave a comment, because I'd love to hear what you think about this video. Just one more thing before I go. If you're on social media and you see a post that you find really interesting and you think that maybe your coworkers or your family or your friends might also find that interesting, go ahead and share that post with them. And go ahead and do that, because what that does is that helps us makers expand our reach. And expanding our reach is really, really important. And that's a really quick, easy, and free way that you can help your favorite makers. I'd like to thank you for joining me in the shop today. I hope that the information I presented is helpful to you. And remember, dread not and make something awesome. Peace.